Hey, this is Meredith's husband. I've got some SEO advice for you, but I'm going to keep it really simple so that you can understand it, so it makes sense, and most importantly, so you can actually use it. Going to talk about a misconception today.
Myth?
About SEO. No, not a myth, a misconception. It's not really a myth.
No, that's a Muppet show, Muppet movie joke.
And that is that SEO is like this technical thing. It's like this technical beast.
Yes.
Have some sort of technical wizardry to be able to do
Yes.
it. Yeah, that's really not true. That's not the case.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about that before, but like specifically, I just did something. I recorded a short lesson for some group about kind of along these lines.
Yeah.
And I'm going to play that in a second. It's only 5 minutes. It's 5 minutes long. But that is what the SEO industry wants you to think, that SEO is technical, that you need to be some sort of technical genius to be able to do SEO.
Yes.
That's literally what the industry has, promoted.
Yes.
I was just writing my own bio, I think, for that little lesson that I'm going to share with you. I was writing my own bio, and the byline is like,
Meredith's husband loves Meredith.
No, the headline is Meredith's husband, and then the byline, I don't know what the byline is, but the little tiny line of text right after it says Meredith's husband, I usually say something like, SEO consultant since 2002 or something.
Yeah.
And what I wanted to do for this one is, instead of that, say part of the problem since 2002.
But you haven't been part of the problem. That's the whole thing. You've never been like the gross guy. You've been the one that.
Yeah, I try to shed light. Anyway, that's what we're doing. That's what I'm going to do here. I'm going to shed some light.
Shed some light.
So this video that I'm going to share, I call it Good Enough SEO.
Okay. Oh, I like that.
Your SEO just needs to be good enough. It does not need to be technically perfect. Google, I'll explain this in the video, but Google is not going out there and looking for technically perfect websites so they can send their own users there.
Okay.
So you don't need to be technically perfect. What you usually need is like a translation.
Yes.
of SEO things. What do they mean? And what are you supposed to do with them?
Right.
Okay. So enjoy this lesson. After the lesson, I'm going to share something that I just created called the SEMrush Challenge.
Oh.
And I've been working on this for several weeks and pulling my hair out.
Yes.
All right, let's talk about a myth that I hear often. Actually, I don't hear it often. People don't come to me and ask me about this, but this is something that I see that seems to be the people believe. And that is that SEO is very technical. You got to have technical expertise to be able to do SEO well. And that is really not the case. And there's a bunch of reasons for that I could explain, but there's really two main ones. The first is that, it used to be true. Like years ago, just putting up a website you had to be very technically proficient. It was not an easy thing to do. Then WordPress came along, sites like Squarespace and Wix and all these other things. And the need to be a technical whiz in order to create a website has largely gone away. You can put up a website with pretty much no technical experience in a couple days. And these platforms that do this, Squarespace, Wix, Pixieset, they take care of a lot of the technical stuff, obviously. But that also means that they take care a lot of the technical stuff that you would need to do for SEO. They make sure that your website is fast and that it's going to adjust for mobile devices. It takes care of all that stuff. Now, a downside of that is that it takes care of it for you, so you can't do it. You don't have the access you would need. And so because you don't have the access, you can't do quite as much as you would be able to do if your website was completely built from custom or on WordPress. WordPress is a little more flexible in that regard than is Squarespace. But even Squarespace is pretty good. So in that respect, you don't need to be a technical genius. And the second reason, imagine if you were Google. So I do this a lot. This is really my whole approach to SEO. Imagine if you were Google. What is your objective? Let's think this through. You're Google. You have customers. People come to Google. They're looking for something. Let's call those people your customers. What is your job? What you want to do is you want to get your customers to the information they want as quickly and easily as possible. You want your customers to be happy so they keep coming back and they keep doing more searches. That's Google's entire. If Google doesn't make that happen, Google has a big problem. So what does it mean to send your customers to a website where those customers are going to be happy. Does it mean you need to send those customers to a website that is technically perfect? No. You are not, as Google, you are not going out and looking for websites that are technically perfect in order to send your customers to. You're looking for websites that have a good user experience and have good content and are trusted authorities. That's where you want to send your customers. Just because a website, if it is technically perfect, it might not be useful to somebody. In fact, if a coder builds a website from scratch and it is technically perfect, there's a pretty good chance it's not going to be that great for customers. I've worked with a lot of coders and they are insanely good at a lot of things. And my entire profession wouldn't even be possible without them. But they're often also not the best in terms of like creating user-friendly experiences for people who go to visit those websites. That's what a designer is all about, or more of a strategist like myself. So in this respect also, your website doesn't need to be perfect, doesn't need to be 100 out of 100. And these platforms that do these things, what most of us are building websites either on WordPress or Squarespace or Wix or one of these platforms, they're going to do the technical heavy lifting for us. What you and I need to do as owners of these websites is make sure that we're giving Google's customers what they want. We're creating a good user experience for people who come and visit our website. That's what Google wants. And if you can do that and your website is just good enough, meaning it's reasonably fast, pages aren't broken, images aren't broken, links aren't broken, it displays on different devices, desktop, mobile, tablet, etc., that's going to be good enough. Google just doesn't want to send people to sites where there are problems, where things are broken, where it's really slow, etc. If you basically get an A in your score of your website, if you're 90 or higher, you're good. You don't need to worry about being a 99. Okay, so hopefully this clarifies, hopefully this alleviates some, anxiety that you need to have a technically perfect website. It just needs to be good enough. And then you need to create something that visitors are going to appreciate. Okay, I hope this helps.
That's a great video.
What'd you think? Yeah, you liked
it? I loved it.
So the SEMrush challenge is just aimed at getting you the good enough SEO, how you use a free trial on SEMrush to get your website essentially an A from Google.
Excellent.
Specifically, I go through setting up a trial on SEMrush, using the free trial to get your good enough SEO. There's some Q&A, and then how to downgrade your free trial at the end of the week, because the SEMrush free trial is a week long. If you don't want to continue paying for it, then how do you downgrade to a lesser featured but permanent free plan?
Will it also maintain the results? Or do you need to have a paid SEMrush account?
The free SEMrush permanent account will do kind of like a maintenance plan. It will audit your site once per month, whereas a paid SEMrush account, you can do it anytime. You can do it 50 times a week if you want. The free SEMrush account forever will run a website audit once per month and send you the results so you can kind of monitor your A status.
Okay.
I will link to that below.
Hey. Thank you so much for listening. We really hope that you find this helpful and useful. And if you do, what you could do for us as a thanks would be to, drumroll please, yes, leave a review. Yes, everybody says it, I know, but it really does make a difference. Take 3 seconds, leave as many stars, say something really nice about what you like about the podcast and maybe why other people would like it. It would mean the world to us, especially my husband. That better? All right, I'm going to try one where I'm not going to be charming.